guys, so here's this one, and you're gonna have one that's just like it, almost the same shape actually. So the shaded region below is bounded by the function f, given right there, and g, which is given right there, and the x and y axes. Okay, so since it's bounded by all of those 4 things, you've got to look for where like each of them like intersect, I guess. And then you're looking for like a closed shape. Well, and I think they shaded it for us anyway, but I'm looking at like where F and G intersect, and then you kind of just are like going around. So that's where they intersect, that's where they intersect, that's where they intersect. Okay, so we got those. Now, we need to know, oh, let me read the rest of it. Write an integral in terms of x and also an integral in terms of y to represent the area of the region bounded by the curves, and then use Math 9 to evaluate both integrals. The reason I did this separate than the last one, it's not exactly the same, is because we're going to need 2 integrals for each, thing, the x and the y. Now, first we got to find the points of these points of intersection. Think of them, yeah, they're vertices actually. Yeah, think of them as vertices. All right, so this point is 3, 0. This point is 0, 0. This point up here is 0, 3. It's that one that we're going to have to find with our calculator and store the numbers. Okay, if they come out to be decimals, which they do. Now, guys, another good thing to do is whenever the x and y axis, whenever they are part of, like whenever they're sides of the region or like, boundaries of the region, you should label them. The x-axis, the equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. The equation of the y-axis as x is x equals 0. Okay, so we're going to use those as well. Okay, I'm going to do something similar to last time after I find this intersection. So, and guys, if you're like following along, you could go ahead of me if you want. All right, so I got to do negative x squared plus 9, 1.25 x plus 3. I'll start in a standard window and see what it looks like. Okay, there it is. That looks good. So there's the region, like right there. Okay, there's the, all the sides of it. I'm looking for that intersection. So I go second trace intersect. Yes. Okay, now let me write those down. All right, so this up here is approximately 1.903, comma 5.379. We are going to store this as A, and then we're going to store that as B. Okay, so, yeah. All right, so to store an x, just when you do something on your calculator screen that gets you an x value, to store the x is easy. You just go back to the home screen, you hit x, there it is. You hit store, and then you take a letter, okay? So right now, let me just write down for my reader so it's super clear what's going on. I've got 1.902968552, which, yeah, it actually even keeps going on and on. I've got that stored as A. Now to find B, remember from last time, to find the output, so B is the output for an input of A on either F or G. So you just choose one of the functions. I don't know, I'll choose F, I guess. I'll choose F. And you go, it could be just as well G, you'd get the same answer. So F of A equals negative A squared. That negative is not inside the parentheses. Maybe, I don't know, I guess there's room for error right there. So maybe safer to use a linear, because you don't want to mess that up. Geez, that'd be bad. Okay, I'll do this anyway. And then I go negative A squared. plus 9. And I end up getting 5.37. Okay, and always verify. Yep, that's good. Okay, now I'm going to write that down. So this is 5.378710. And guys, it's probably overkill that I'm writing out that much of the decimal, but I don't know, I just feel like it's a little more solid. Okay. All right, so yeah, now I'm going to do just like before, and I'm going to take my f and my g function. Now, because I'm using, they want me to use both top minus bottom and right minus left. So I have to have my functions represented both in terms of x, which they already are, and in terms of y, which I got to do by solving for x. So like right here, I'll just leave myself some space. All right, so here's f. All right, so f is y equals negative x squared plus 9. That's what we're going to use in a top minus bottom situation. Now let's solve for x. So negative x squared equals y minus 9. Divide by the negative. X squared equals negative y plus 9. Take the square root. X equals plus or minus radical negative y plus 9. But guys, what is this the graph of? This is the graph of the parabola. Guys, within this region, we're only considering this part of the graph. And on that part of the graph, all of the x values are positive. So all the x values are going to equal the positive one. So positive. If this was flipped on the left side of the x-axis, you'd be choosing the negative one. So we're going to use the positive one, and we're going to use that when we're doing a right minus left situation. Okay, so that's information we want for f. And you do not have to organize it like me, guys, however you want to organize it. I just thought this was the clearest for notes and teaching. So g, y is 1.25x plus 3. That's what we will use for top minus bottom. Now I'm going to solve for x. Solving for x puts the other side in terms of y, which is what we want for right minus left. So x is equal to y minus 3 over 1.25. That's for right minus left. Okay, let me just section that off. All right, now we are ready. So I'll do the top minus bottom first. Now guys, watch this. Okay, so right now the top is the line and the bottom is the x-axis. Top, line, bottom, x-axis. Top, line, bottom, x-axis. But then you hit this intersection point. And then now the top is the parabola and the bottom is the x-axis. Top is the parabola and the bottom is the x-axis. So the top and the bottom are going to change at this point A. So we're going to need two integrals. Okay, one that leaves off at A and one that starts back up at A. So I should use, I really don't want to make a mess. I don't know, sorry. Okay, I'll just go like this. All right, so this here, right, for this part, top, bottom. And then over here, it doesn't have to, it could just be anywhere. These vertical lines you draw can be anywhere. Top, bottom. Okay. Now, so the integral is going to be, let me see how much room I took up. All right. All right, so I'm going to do the integral from 0, all right, let me just be clear. From 0 to A, top minus bottom. So the line minus the the line minus the x-axis. Guys, the x-axis is 0. So it's going to be this function minus 0. So 1.25x plus 3 minus 0. You don't have to write the minus 0. Plus the integral from a, okay, picking back up at a and going all the way to 3. This time the top is negative x squared plus 9, and the bottom is 0. Okay, dx. Okay, let me do the other one. Let me do the one in terms of y, and then we'll get the answers. All right, so that's in terms of x. Now they want an integral in terms of y. So for y, I got to do right minus left. Okay, so now watch this. Okay, so right now, right is the parabola, left is the y-axis. Right parabola, left y-axis. Right parabola, left y-axis until you hit here. Now it's going to change. Right parabola, left line. Right parabola, left line. All the way up to the y-coordinate of B. Okay, so maybe I'll use a different color. What should I use? I don't know. Excuse me. I guess I'll use, I'll just use a pen again. Okay, so, I know, I'll do like a line right here. Okay, so, and then past this point here, I'll go like up here. All right, so right, left, right, left. Okay, so just like that. So I'm going to start, okay, so I'm doing the integral from 0. All right, so the integral from 0 all the way up to 3. The integral from 0 to 3, right minus left. Okay, so from 0 to 3, the right minus left is the parabola minus the x-axis, which is 0. So parabola minus 0. But the parabola in terms of y, so right here. So radical negative y plus 9 minus 0. I keep writing the minus 0 just because I want it for our notes. So you can see that the bottom is 0. Plus the integral from 3. All right, then we pick up, we resume at 3 and then go all the way up to this y value of b, which is stored. And now this time it's the parabola minus the line for right minus left in terms of y. So this is the right, this is the left. So yeah, it's the positive one. So radical negative y plus 9 minus y minus 3 over 1.25, right minus left, dy. Everything needs to be in terms of y, everything needs to be in terms of x. Okay, now guys, I don't want to take up all your time with me plugging this into the calculator, so I think you should plug it into the calculator yourself. Definitely do that. Plug it into the calculator yourself and make sure you get these answers, because this is 11.143, and then this also is 11.143. Okay, make sure you do that calculator thing so you know that you're plugging it in right. Okay, I mean, if you want to, if you feel like it would help.